Could you please introduce yourself?
My name's Fergus McTaggarth, an American-Irishman or an Irish-American. Been on a wrestling mat 54 years. I'm a teacher in Southern California at a high school, and I've coached wrestling there for 34 years. Been involved in MMA probably the last 10 to 14 years. Involvements with Eric Paulson at CSW and Orange County Athletic Club and Recode Fitness in Brea, California. So we've also developed, Josh Barnett and I, the American Catch Wrestling Association, which we host tournaments in the United States and around the world. So really been connected and involved in the wrestling community,
yes,
as well as the MMA community, and professional mixed martial arts consultants and coaches. We train, coach, and manage professional fighters, amateur fighters, wrestlers. So been a great experience.
What's your connection with our Tzvetomir?
So I was in Minnesota at the academy in Minneapolis with Greg Nelson, and I brought a couple of fighters over there, Spike Carlisle and Victor Henry, and I was training them, getting them ready for their fights, and I noticed this kid who was super athletic, but I noticed he had a very strong will. And I watched him the first day, and then after the second day, I started to talk to him, and his English was fairly good. So to make a long story longer, I asked him a few personal questions.
Okay.
Where are you from? I'm from Bulgaria. What are you doing here? I'm on a student visa, on a work and train visa, and I wanted to, advance my MMA career. And I said, awesome. I said, where you live? And he goes, downtown in this hotel with a couple of other guys working at a restaurant. I offered to give him a ride home, and he said no. I said, okay, well, watched him fight again that afternoon. And so basically I said, listen, I'll give you a ride home. He was taking 3 buses for 2 hours, and it was only a half-hour drive. So ended up taking him out to dinner with the guys. And then after spending a week with him, I have a pretty good eye for some high-level wrestlers and MMA guys, and I noticed he has that, that LQ gene, I call that leadership quality gene, where he's willing to do the things that most aren't. He's really serious about being serious, and that's kind of, as a coach, it's a coach's dream to find somebody that's that dedicated. So worked with him that week, and then I flew him out to California. He trained with us out there for a week, went back to Minneapolis. And then I realized, I'm married with 3 kids. He's just very, I have a son his age, and he just, very endearing kid, and he just works really hard, and he's really humble, and a lot of the characteristics that you look for in a fighter and a human being for that matter. So he came out and started training with King's MMA with Beneil Dariush, Eric Paulson at CSW, Josh Barnett, myself. And he just fell in really, really well, and he's right now training in Southern California. He's working for a company I own and helping out there, but he's 4-0 now. We just won his fight last month, first round knockout. He's very driven.
What do you think about that fight? What do you think about that fight?
I think technically his movement is just really high level. He didn't throw a punch, he threw an elbow, but he slid into it really well. I think his upper body Greco skills, he's worked with guys on the national team out here on the world team, yeah. Pat Smith and Alec Ortiz. And so he combines, he's really good transitionary stuff. So he combined some of his Greco with his striking through an elbow, which is well timed.
What can you say about his fighting skills before that fight, except that fight?
Very tough, He's obviously been trained really well in Bulgaria, very well. And he told me some of the guys that he'd worked out with, I think one guy named Rusha or... Rusi, yeah, yes. Very, and I watched him on film. An amazing fighter, super athlete. But I think for Tzvetomir, that evolution, at least what he was looking for, was to take what he learned in Bulgaria, bring it to America, and then add on to it. And when you can work out with Giga Chikadze, Beneil Dariush, you have some pretty high-level guys around you constantly. And Benny's just a great mentor, just a great person, and he's really found a home here with my family, myself. He's just a great young man.
You're his Cus D'Amato.
Yes.
If you can say that. Why do you rank him like in your club? Standing next to Benil, standing next to Giga, standing next to. What can you say about his future? Probably. Why can you see him like in 4 or 5 years?
Yes.
Can he go to the UFC?
That's without
my
question.
Real question.
Yeah, that is the path that we're going down now. And there's an old saying: you can't put in what God left out. And the one intangible in MMA and fighting is desire, that will to be the best, that will to train, to actually live your dream every single day. And he's willing to be that committed to his craft. And the craft of MMA, it's a lifetime of learning. There's very few phenoms that just really walk into it. He's worked on his wrestling skills have gotten really high, both Greco and freestyle and folk style. His Muay Thai, his striking, his distance management and control, his conditioning. He works with Eric Arevalo at Recode, and Recode does a lot of what's called alternative training, where they manage your AVO2, your blood work, fast twitch. So he's getting all the things.
Chamber.
I see him being a UFC champion of the world, and so does he.
So you're saying champion, not just participate?
Oh, no question, because that's what he's about. He's not about wondering. He's working to be that person.
That's quite a statement.
And I know what it looks like. I was honored and privileged to coach Josh Barnett, and he was a UFC champion. I've been on a lot of camps with Josh, and I know what it looks like. Josh is really serious about being serious, and so is Tzvetomir. I know what it looks like.
That's quite a statement. You know, when I release this video, probably most of the Bulgarians will be like, whoa, is he really that good?
Yes, he is that good. It's because he's willing himself to do it, and he's taking advantage of an environment. You know, you call it fate, whatever. He'll make it.
Was that your time?
Yep.
You don't have any more? Okay.
No, all the best.
Thank you very much.